Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful 4th of July weekend. Today we have a Manassas campaign for you. If you are playing in this event and you live stream or recorded and uploaded your perspective, send me the link and I will put that in the pinned comment in the description. But for our battle today, we first have the Hooker's Push, followed up by the Roulette Lane. Before we get into this, thank you to our YouTube members for the support. If you'd like to support, go beneath the video, hit the join button. By doing so, you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do with no ads. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. So our regiments for today, on the Great Britain side, you have the Missouri State Guard, 3 Corps, I Corps, 2 Corps, 30th North Carolina, Colquitt's Brigade, and the Pennsylvania Army. Pennsylvania Army did bounce over from the American side to the British side, so appreciate with that. And then on our American side, you have the Iron Brigade, 5th New Hampshire, Sussex Brigade, 12th Virginia, 4th Rhode Island, and the 10th Tennessee. Server pop as of tonight, it's currently 245 inbounds. It's 1 towards the British side right now. No artillery, so our inbounds is as you see it right now. And so with that all being said, frontline reporters to show you what's going on the ground representing our American side tonight. We have Zoo from the 5th Florida or Sussex Brigade or Twin Banners. You know, many group names there. And then on the opposite side, our British side, you have Archer from the 6th Louisiana or 2 Corps. Appreciate these guys, again, so we can see what's going on the ground while also seeing what is going on in the sky. So, Hooker's Push. This is not one of the maps the developers touched in the recent update in terms of a ticket imbalance. It was 19% advantage to the attackers before, and they kept it the same. Now that we're in a limited time 1776 Revolutionary War event, something to note is that everyone does have the option of basically a worse version of a Springfield 42. So everyone has shotguns they can shoot with that buck and ball or also shoot with round ball. So it'll be intriguing to see how this map is played, considering that everyone has shotguns essentially, and maybe the American side can actually play aggressive, because normally what we see is the USA side will like to hit this far right side of the defense and then push around this way, eventually getting up onto a flank and then cruising to the point here. But since they all have shotguns at this point, maybe they could just run up and charge at this British line. You got the Hessians here. Looks like it's I Corps here and some PA guys as well, holding the initial line here, but maybe the attacking American side wants to make this close and aggressive. We'll see. It'll be interesting to watch. I watched this on pubs last night, and essentially what happened is the British team had most of their team kind of defending this right side, and the Americans just walked right up here and kind of took the ground. And obviously the British defense already doing a lot better than what we saw last night, because they're actually, in a sense, trying to hold the ground. The big advantage for the British side on this map is that you got the point over here, and they can capture it from this defilade here, which I guess doesn't really matter if the Americans attack from this side. And again, right, this mode, it doesn't seem like they changed the balance in terms of tickets for this event, which is understandable. It's a 2-week event, but because everyone's got buck and ball now, and the weapons are slightly worse, you know, there's a lot of different meta that can be played out. And so some maps like Eastwoods and Miller's Cornfield, which normally are really biased towards the attacking CSA side, are now fairly even in this event. So it's neat in that way. But 5th North Carolina pushes up, takes some shots. Again, they're just getting closer only by themselves. The rest of the American team still just kind of sitting back and getting into a shootout right now.
At the rock, at the rock.
Right oblique, down that line.
They're getting charged by our people, aren't they?
Fire!
And
Those are Hessians.
I'm surprised that the American side wasn't more aggressive trying to push up to the top of this hill, because the longer you take to do something as an attack, the defenders have more time to react, and now most of the British side has shifted over here. I Corps pulled out of that center position. 15th Alabama is going to try to move up and take it, because if they're not going to take it, the Americans are just going to do this, just charge straight in.
Hold at the rock, hold at the rock.
Hold it, do not charge, hold it. Hold the rocks.
So 15th Alabama gets cleanly swept there. 6 LA now trying to roll up.
Here they come, here they come.
Stack up the line. Get those Germans.
Shoot! Just shoot your right! Push this on the team right! Hold, boys! Hold! Hold the line! Hold the line! Hold on! Hey, guys, get up there, Sammy! Get up there, Sammy!
Get the fucking heads off.
There we go! Wait! Give him! Give him to me! I can take 3 of them! Alright, boys, hold the rocks! Hold the rocks!
And so the British side does move in independently, trying to help. Now you got 30th North Carolina trying to go in.
Charge behind, Bucko. You're so cooked. You're getting pincered.
Up, boys, chop them up.
Remember, spread out, gentlemen. Spread out, spread out, spread out, spread out, spread out.
And I mean, you can see just kind of the breakdown. the British side, they came in independently. First, you had 15th Alabama holding here. They got wiped, and 6LA rolled up. I presume I-Corps and others that were over here then tried to charge it, and then 30 North Carolina charge it. And the issue is that these groups didn't hit all together. And this event doesn't have a Steam chat like normal, or I shouldn't say normal, but what we normally see on this channel anyways, which actually, now that I think about it, majority of the events that I watch don't use Steam chat, which is fascinating. But yeah, this event, they don't use a Steam chat where the officers communicate live to each other in a voice call. Instead, they gotta use the in-game text chat system like you see in the bottom left here of your screen, or they can just communicate by talking in voice chat in game. But the Americans are able to hold. The British go up independently, get defeated in detail. Iron Brigade is starting to shift over on this side as well. They do end up throwing out the CQB guys are trying to hold that flank, but the American team has a good foothold, and I think just part of it was I-Corps first backing out. The Americans saw an opening and took it, and then British just went in slowly. So you do, though, have a pretty nice flank on this side from JD and MSG, and the Americans do early cap. I don't know if that was intentional or not. It doesn't really matter. So at this point with the counterattack, black timer stops, gold timer starts. The gold timer is at 20 minutes. It starts at that anyways. But that entirely depends on the morale stage of the defending side. So if the British are in battle ready like they are right now, 20 minutes like we see. However, if the British are engaged, their next stage is 12 minutes. Taking losses the stage after that, 7. Breaking in last stand at that point, they will lose if the attackers take the point. But it looks like the Americans didn't mean to cap per se because they aren't holding up top. Instead, they've fallen back to those initial rocks. 15th Alabama is going to push back up, and they're going to retake the point. So the biggest thing with early capping, right, stops the black timer. But also, if the original defending team, which is the British here, retakes the point, and they are down on tickets based on the bars on top of your screen, they will go up to the percentage of tickets that the attacking team is at. Now, that means that they would be at the same percentage of tickets. In terms of a raw number, since the attackers have more tickets overall, attackers would have more raw tickets, but the same percentage on each side, if that makes sense. It's hard to distinguish that at times, but the British team as a whole now starting to move up. You got 6LA kind of shifting to the right, 30 North Carolina holding in the center there, and I-Corps and PA are returning up to their original rocks. Meanwhile, you still have this JD and MSG flank, which is now being flanked, I presume, by 5th New Hampshire.
Taxation without representation.
I don't know if they're trying to prevent the cap or they're just trying to get a different angle to shoot. This is a little open though. Looks like that 5th New Hampshire flank might have pushed JD or MSG out, or maybe they just left. But they're retreating. British retake the point. Black timer continues. If they regain tickets, they barely regained any at all, because both sides are roughly at the same ticket difference right now, and if each side has a similar ticket percentage, it's not always a bad idea for the attacking team to cap, especially on this map when the main spawn for the attacking American side is all the way back there in the center of our screen. It's so far away. It's like a 4 or 5 minute hike, including get your bayonet reload. It takes 4 or 5 minutes to get up to the fight, and so if the Americans lose any amount of their flags, you know, a portion of this team is going to be out for a majority of the round. It's a rough situation, but the good thing for the Americans is that unlike the normal Hooker's push, where the Union attack has only 3 flags, the Americans have 4 flags. And we actually have a push up here. 5th North Carolina's pushing up. And then you got a volley on the side over there. The question is the rest of the American side going to join in, or is it just 5th North Carolina trying to cause some chaos?
Finish those loads.
Looks like it would have just been 5th North Carolina here, which I-Corps and PA kind of fall back there a little bit. Seems to be a tendency so far.
All together, guys. Closer, doing a series of right oblique across the front. We're moving up.
What's up, Zeke? Oh, okay. Some of those shots were low. Tennessee, watch out.
New line. Hold your fire. Hold fire. Take aim. Steady. Fire!
Buck and ball.
So, twin banners shift that way. 10 Tennessee also starting to inch forward because of that as well, and they might actually just go in trying to get up to these rocks or just charge. They take a good amount of hits going out there. A couple of them don't have their loads as well. The British side wanting to hold on the point, not letting the American side stop the black time, which you can't blame British for doing that. But overall, I mean, tickets are fairly even. This has been a good fight so far. It's good to see, because normally this map is not that. So, I-Corps pushes off 5th New Hampshire with the flank there. And we're watching a couple minutes ago. Now you got 15th Alabama pushing up now. And Banners is shifting over where 5th New Hampshire was. I think they're just trying to secure their flank. But 10th Tennessee and 15th Alabama are kind of getting into it on these rocks. British should engage first.
Hey, behind you. He's right there.
I got him, boys. Get your fucking buck.
And 15th Alabama backs out, so the Americans are going to be able to get these rocks here. And the British are actually pulling out of this side as well. So, JD reinforcing there. And I mean, Americans hit engage. This has been a real good fight so far. The Americans, I think, have done the right strategy so far. Because the thing is, with everyone having shotguns, you obviously want to use those. You want to get closer to your opponent and deal the damage. And so the Americans pushed up at the closest possible point to the main British line, and they did that well. British, for the most part, are trying to just back off it a little bit, but you can't really just let the Americans take the top of this hill here. It overlooks the map. It's not on point exactly, but it's very close to it.
I think they've taken the rocks is there as well to the west, haven't they? That's enemy.
All right, gentlemen. Fire northwest.
Yep, they're west. Take aim.
And I mean, the American side is actually all shifting this way, and right as they do that, the British are trying to shift around and get on a flank. It's a very risky strategy that the British side's kind of playing. They're splitting up into two, trying to shoot into the American lines here. If the Americans full sent at these guys, they'd wipe them and get some flags. And if they wipe that, then the Americans can just turn this way and just block CSA from the point, and also have a whole defilade in the process. So, either or. I mean, the Americans are starting to shoot the British down on this side, albeit there is that flank over there which some of the Americans look to be facing at. But if the British line collapses here and they fall back, the Americans are going to be in a pretty dang good spot, which is why I don't necessarily like them being over there. Again, great flank, but it's not going to do much.
Shoot!
Gentlemen, we can talk about this. We can maybe give you one number.
This is starting to turn almost into a pry forward situation, and it looks like the Americans want it.
Tennessee, right here, boys, right here. Kill them in retreat. Kill those flags in retreat.
Nice shot. Captain Pleb there. Really nice shot. 6LA is going to try to hold with 30th North Carolina. They're going to try to get that flag. The flag should be running out.
Don't stab the Hessians. Get the Marylanders. Get them. Get them. They're Delaware boys. Delaware boys.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Hold it. Brace this back. Push it.
And so the Americans cap, despite them being up half a morale stage, doesn't look like it was on purpose. 12th VA moving through. I mean, there are mealing on point. So now, because the defending British sides and engaged, it's a 12-minute counterattack. And imagine if the British retook the point instantly right now, they'd regain half a morale stage and be even in terms of a percentage of tickets with the American side, not necessarily raw tickets. The Americans will still be up in that. So, I mean, the Americans, that was a really good charge from their team as a whole. They've taken basically that hill that you'd want to take. And 15th Alabama and CQB looks like they're just going to try to get out. And also that British flag there is down. So British side, they're in a real bad spot right now. It looks like they're going to try to go around this side, maybe to get a flank. JD is heading that way right now. It's like, again, these guys got a beautiful flank, but the problem is they just split up their team completely. And it let the Americans just overrun. So if the Americans hold this for 11 more minutes, goal timer hits 0, they outright will win the game. Assuming there's no overtime shenanigans, which we can explain that closer to the end, but... So, another thing to know... Oh, we got a little...
Why you running? Why you running, bitch?
No new taxes!
Bitch.
So 5th and C will run up there, and JD and MSG guys immediately get out of dodge. Looks like you have more 12th VAs trying to approach a little closer, but now they're just going to sit there and pop some shots in. So this flag, by the way, the moment it was knocked down, has a 5-minute despawn timer of it. When that timer hits 0, it'll despawn, and someone can spawn back in at main with it. So... unless the flag is downed out of bounds, then it's only like a 20-second despawn timer. That's why if you're fighting near out of bounds, just run out of bounds with the flag. But now the British have a very difficult task at hand, is they got to retake this point in 9.5 minutes. Main spawn for them is probably at that furthest British flag there, so I mean it is about 2.5-ish minutes, roughly, minutes out from the point. So the British right now have about time for 3 more charges at most. And the issue is when they do eventually do a charge, I mean, it's all open field here. I mean, their closest avenue would be on this side, which is where most of the British team is grouped up right now. But even this is still very much an open field. See, at least for the Americans as they approach, you know, they have a couple of rocks, which I guess the British could try to use. But on top of that, they could try to approach from this side as well. It's a similar kind of thing. You do have 10th Tennessee trying to shift and stop this, which it looks like it's the 2 Corps and 30th NC guys who lost their flag. So if a guy dies here, he has to spawn at main.
Keep sprinting, everyone sprint. It's a bit of a hodgepodge.
You gotta use the time to get closer and shoot him.
Who's on the left?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Like, is it the 15th?
I think it's somebody. I don't know where they went.
It was whoever. What was it? Top B or was it bottom B? I can't remember. It was one of the B.
Well, they have two
on the left.
There they go. The various kind of... They got 2 groups going 2 different directions.
Alright, guys. When you guys loaded, hit a bit of fire in the left. Go, shoot him.
Our right's falling back. Right's falling back. Right's falling back.
Who's gonna be on your left?
Americans just kind of lost that ground on top of the hill. I'm surprised they just gave it up. But here comes the buck and ball shots.
Don't clump.
Guys, right behind me.
This is
And the Americans just did what the British kind of did. Do it differently. So you do have some Americans over here. Is that Tennessee's flag? Oh my goodness, it is. Wow. I mean, you do have guys moving over that way to try to help. It looks like the British, I mean, they don't have numbers on point as of yet. The Americans still hold it, but if the Americans do start losing this point, remember, again, the British are going to regain up to the percentage of tickets that the American side is at. And so if I'm America and I start losing the point, I'm going to want to drop a bunch of tickets so that the defenders can't regain as many. Sure, you're down, but, you know, they're going to regain up and be even with you, so might as well take you both down. If you're even with defenders and tickets in terms of percentage, you're doing phenomenal as an attacker, mostly because of those final stages. So, I'm kind of surprised the Americans are holding out as long as they are here. I mean, they're surrounded by two, three different angles right now. And looks like they are going to start pulling out. Actually, no, it's just 5th NC going to try to charge at JD.
Brace!
Brace up, brace. Give him stew, give him stew.
Get the flag, get the flag.
And so, America just needs to not lose their flags. The biggest concern, they just need to get out of there. Which it looks like most of the American team is starting to reform up to the southeast side. Tennessee is starting to shift this way. Iron Brigade forming up there as well.
Independent fire right in their side.
At the chest.
They're gonna turn towards us. They're gonna turn towards us. Independent fire. Start lighting them the fuck up.
Yes, sir. As soon as you look.
That's chest. Buck ball.
Buck and ball, chest high, boys. Buck and ball, chest high. Flag's down. Your flag is down. Someone pick up the flag.
Get flag up. Get flag up. Get flag up. Somebody. Thank you. Thank you, Stinky.
What is this flag doing? It's taking the scenic route. Go that way, go that way. Oh, there it goes. I mean, losing the flags of the attackers can be devastating. So, I appreciate that the Americans are still putting up a fight here. I really appreciate it. I mean, they're losing tickets like this. You would almost maybe want to charge in a couple of guys, but it's going to be too late for that. So Americans should be able to get that flag. Might take a couple of hits for it, but Britain's going to regain some tickets here. Basically, both sides are now taking losses, but
Chest head. They're gonna try to volley fire us. They're gonna try to give us everything they got. Keep fucking holding.
So some of the American team is trying to get out. To get that flag. Britain wants to pursue and maybe try to get some flags. 15th Alabama out front. And I like the move here. I mean, you had two of the American flags run out. A third one stayed, and now they're going to try to cut them off. But only 15th Alabama went up.
Charge. Yeah, you guys are bringing the cheddar bobbed.
Cheddar bobbed. So that is 2. Oh my goodness, it's still...
Fuck off, you British bastards. Fuck! I'm out of stamina!
Good job by Pros there. He got that flag out to a pretty good spot, all things considered. And I mean, that's 2 American flags down. This one should be despawning in like a minute or 2, but this American should be able to get that flag back out. But I mean, you still have a lot of Americans moving out of Maine, so at this point, I mean, it's a couple of minutes here before until the fighting will commence. But I mean, Americans just looked like they were just kind of caught off guard when the British team pushed up, and Britain was just able to take that position that you would exactly want on those rocks, and eventually just surrounded and completely pushed out the American side. So
Check when ready, gentlemen.
Like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Check.
was an unfortunate play, that's for sure.
Gentlemen, about face, back to the
About
rock
face,
immediately, about
moving
face.
west.
Nice.
Red flag north.
Right face, double quick.
Right face, double quick. On the new line, gentlemen, on the new line.
Oh, it sounds the same.
Make it look right. Gentlemen, take aim down this line. Take aim.
So now the battle's kind of reset, except everyone's down 2 whole morale stages. So I really wouldn't be surprised if the American side just pushed over here again and just went for it. I mean, that's what they did before. It worked pretty well. And the British side is kind of pushing out to where they were originally as well. If this flag despawns right as they get it, I'm going to laugh.
Open order and get this fucking flag out. Right here. Get this flag out. Get this flag out. Independent fire. Independent fire.
Nice.
Get this flag out of here. Start running to the star, crazy. Fall back to the corn. Fall back to the corn. Fall back.
Fall back.
Nice move there from 10th Tennessee to get that flag out. And we'll see what the American side wants to do at this point. They got plenty of options. The nice part about them early capping is it stopped that black timer for a good amount of time. And so we have 25 minutes left in the round. The Americans, if they want to charge, or if they just want to sit back and shoot for the rest of the round, you know? All the options are open to them. And that's the glorious part of being aggressive, I think, at the beginning of the round, whether it be charging or early capping, right? Giving yourself more time and not stressing as much is always a good thing. Because, I mean, even if you're aggressive and, let's say, charge, early cap, and you end up being down tickets a little bit as an attacker, it's not the worst thing in the world because, you know, you have plenty of time to react and change up your plan.
Loaded.
I can't see.
Hey, out of melee mode. Out of melee mode. Get in here, boys. Hey, on the rocks. On the rocks. Come on, 12. Stick the fucking together.
Damn red coats.
Fuck you.
Keep firing into them. Keep that flag up. Keep them moving.
So 12th VA, 10th Tennessee. Actually, 10th Tennessee is over here with Iron Brigade guys. Ah, hello there. 30th North Carolina's at the flank here.
Hold them well. Hey, shit. They might be thinking, fuck, we might have to sprint it left. Right, once you're reloaded, yeah. Hey, get ready to sprint it left. Buck. Firing buck and ball. Reloads. Present!
Present!
Hot there! Lord chest up our stomachs! Fire! Reload!
Make sure you get bucket.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, he's Rambo.
So, Sir Chungus there, at least that's what I'm seeing. He's got a heck of a voice. Saw it a lot in pubs last night. It was a beauty. It was a good NCO voice, good officer voice as well. So, looks like twin banners, and it looks like just Sussy is shifting over now to this side, where you do have some CSA forces, that being JD on this flank again with MSG. I mean, not that the Americans would necessarily know, but man, the British side is so spread out. That's kind of where the Americans won earlier in the fight too, was just them defeating a detail.
Officer, how do you miss it? How do you miss that shot?
I didn't miss, boy.
These guns,
I didn't miss, boy.
And I mean, the Americans are almost down about a fourth of a stage right now. Man, these guys with how they look, like at the ready, I think, like, or I don't know what it's called off the top of my head, where they hold the gun straight up in the air like that. I feel like I'm watching Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, which now that I realize that that is the historical way they've done it, that's actually really funny to think about.
Oh, nice catch. Check. Hey, load and hold.
Hold steady.
Round ball.
Gentlemen. With me, men, with me to the north. Bayonets down. Let's
Let's keep the flag back there, Hossinator.
I-Corps wants to charge this out. They got 50 New Hampshire over here.
Get these fucking Patriot scum. Fuck you.
Shoot and fucking move! God damn!
So, nice little charge there from I-Corps. You know, you see a small group, you pick them out. And I mean, the Americans right now are wanting to do a shootout. Fairly obvious, right? But the important takeaway is they've been losing this shootout. I mean, they're down a fourth of a stage. They're clearly not winning it.
Are you guys aiming high, or what are you doing? Like aiming above their heads?
I'm trying to aim at their chest or collarbone.
Aim at their chest.
Aim at their chest. Copy that.
Just below their head.
You can see what it's like in that scope there. Can't zoom, but you can focus on it. And I mean, that's happening on the other side right here, actually. JD is trying to get better positioning here on these sussy guys over here.
Get your round up.
It's actually really funny. I'm so ingrained in the saying sussy brigade that it's not... it's just, it rolls off the tongue. It's, I don't know. It's just funny to say that, like, not jokingly. I also remember this, one time I went out to eat with someone in the War of Rights community, and we were talking about War of Rights regiments in a restaurant, and that was... that was something. Because, you know, some of the groups in this community, like Sussy Brigade, Corn Brigade, it's like, not that... Like, I think if you were to go up to someone and say Corn Brigade or Sussy Brigade, they'd be like, what the heck is even that? So, the Americans are going to have to change something up soon. I mean, they still have a large enough of a ticket gap to, you know, be fine and still adjust, but this isn't working. What did work was them charging and being aggressive and just picking apart the CSA. Now, obviously, trying to communicate that can't always be the easiest thing. But, I mean, both sides are kind of very spread out. And we actually, it looks like, might have a charge from Sussy here. They look a little outnumbered, though.
Pull out, all you guys.
Don't pull out. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. No balls. Absolutely no balls at all. Get back here.
So, that charge from Sussy fails there. Not really surprising. Now, I-Corps is over here as well. Looks like they're itching to maybe charge. They're getting close.
Like how they say it in nations.
Fire into them.
Looks like they just want to get shot. The British side, they can hop over into the corn, and then it's out of bounds at that point. But Sussy's thrown out. I mean, maybe this is a chance for them to rebound, right? Again, British side's really spread out. If the Americans just defeat in detail, like we saw earlier on, could be the way. If it worked in the past, it'll probably work again.
Thanks for the assist, boys.
So I-Corps, though, immediately after winning that, or helping out JD with some shots there, is backing off to the center. I mean, you also see those flags moving towards the center a little bit, so good adjustment there from I-Corps' side.
present arms at that fucking...
Present! Fire!
Gentlemen, present arms at the top of that hill. Present.
Hey, leave me under the heads! Just a bit above that chest! That was a weak volley, lads. Come on, you can do better. We proved it, boys. Reloads. Hey, you're going to be aiming a wee bit above their chest, wee bit below the head, around the neck region, slightly below that, slightly below the neck.
I mean, obviously that sussy charge failed, but I mean, you could just play what I said a couple minutes ago. I mean, this shootout is not working. I love that so much.
Fire.
Yeah, just rest your rifle on my right shoulder if you need to. No problem.
I still don't think I'll be able to get anything.
Gotta aim a little bit high on it.
Well, I'm out of all my rounds.
So the Americans are going to go on the breaking. Again, they still have time. JD now completely shifts off. So, I mean, obviously, with that flag going to be giving it away, but if you also just telescope in, the whole American side is starting to shift over here. And, I mean, I like that JD and I-Corps saw the movement and they reacted accordingly. They just didn't sit over there, because if they just sat over there, the Americans might just be able to group over and run through this British right side and collapse on it. So, we'll also note, again, British, they can hit, once they hit breaking their next stage, the Americans can cap and win on point, but there's a probably pretty low chance of that happening. I can't believe how far this battle has swung. Like, the Americans had such a good first half, but then the British, you know, they retook that point, and since then, the British have played, I mean, there hasn't been much, sure, but they've done what they need to do. It's like, if the British pull this off, it's like they had us in the first half, not gonna lie. It's gonna be something like that. Which, if that happens, that might be the title. But anyway.
Remember, guys, aim a little bit high. Oh.
And I mean, you can see these American guys don't have, some of them don't have the bayonets on, which, I mean, no plan to move forward. But, I mean, just zooming out here, the whole... Where'd Sussy go? Oh. I mean, I didn't know if they snuck in with these guys here or if they went somewhere else. Who knows? But it looks like they just crammed in over here. It looks like 5th New Hampshire's over there. But, I mean, the British side's really spread out here, just kind of shooting into the American blob, who's in cover. American's about to hit breaking. Looks like 12th VA is starting to pull out. I mean, again, Americans can still, like, British is much to get more together than they were a little while ago, but they could try to hit this British right flank very hard and collapse in. That's something they could try to do, but looks like that 12th VA movement was just a shift for the JD and I-Corps movement towards the center.
Check.
To the southwest. Take aim.
Take aim.
Steady. Fire.
Nice work, boys. Check one ready.
Prime and load, Ben.
And actually, 30th North Carolina backs off a little bit more. Looks like they are starting to take a fair amount of casualties there. And actually, that ticket gap looks to be a lot closer. So. Well, there go the Americans down to breaking.
Shots going down, Rand. once you're loaded, you need the rest of the line.
Yes, sir.
Need the rest of the line. 30th, once you're reloaded, bye.
So you got some. It's 5th North Carolina. Oh no, it's PA this time. Getting some skirmish shots going off right now. Completely overshot them as they were crouching, which is actually wild to think about. I mean, you got Sussy kind of hunkering down here on this far left side. 10th Tennessee has pushed up a little bit to that position, and then obviously you have the Americans that have been here this whole time. Which, interestingly, looking over here, I-Corps is putting all their firepower on the 5th New Hampshire, which, I mean, they're distracting a lot of the British force right now. But they will eventually lose. I mean, they only got 5 more guys here. Speaking of that push up on the right side, Americans starting to make moves now. Maybe they just wanted to bring everyone's tickets down before trying to make a push for it. Because last time the Americans got aggressive, they won. And then they eventually lost it. So maybe they were like, we're going to bring everyone's tickets down even if we lose. And if that's the case, oh well, because we won on the initial engagement, if that makes sense. They didn't hold the point that well, so they just want to go in and win off the rip.
Reloading fire, boys.
5th North Carolina holding here. I mean, they're holding pretty far forward. And, I mean, PA shifted this way. We saw it, 10th Tennessee, I think, yeah, in the mix here as well. But the British line just immediately shifted. You got more of the Americans starting to shift over this side as well. British and breaking as well.
Hey, just a wee bit closer. Nail him with a gobberkin. Right, 30th, the rest of that lane. Use the line on the proper line, everybody.
Ooh. I thought they were charging in for a millisecond. I'm like, ooh, that's ballsy.
What's sensei? What's sensei?
Yep, I'm still in formation 2.
Alright, boys. Fire at the chest. Fire at their chest.
Running away.
And this American left side is slowly starting to be shot down and thrown back a little bit. Britain's still up by a 1/4 of a stage. And 50th Alabama is slowly starting to crunch down on this.
Fix bayonets, gentlemen. Alright, and when you have your bayonets fixed, push up to the right.
And here comes that maybe charge. I assume Britain's also moved down the open field here, but here we go. Britain over there moving in to assist right away. Nice reaction there. I think that's JD.
Sorry, Jones. I shot Don't push him, Ken! Don't push him, Ken! Hold!
And that British line basically holds for the most part. I really like the push up here from JD. It looks like they probably got a flag down as well. Americans, looks like, despite what I was just saying a second ago, they did kind of overtake this. I-Corps is now moving in. I wish I-Corps would have moved in as well with JD or came over here to assist this side.
Reform, turn around, face it north, northwest. Reform, face it northwest.
Wow.
They're all behind us now. Northwest,
JD I-Corps, the last really standing forces for the British, which they have numbers, but they're both kind of holding back, just shooting in. Each of these flags are getting a 5-second respawn right now, and so you gotta either outshoot that or just charge in and try to wipe that, which it's gonna be hard to outshoot that even with buck and bullets at short range. And despite all that charging, nobody lost flags. Actually, sorry, Americans lost one over there.
Boys! Start firing and advancing!
Kill those motherfuckers!
Tennessee, I want firing and advance at the fucking chest!
Yes, sir. Second Wisconsin.
We're in that flag, man. So this British line, though, looks like they are starting to overwhelm. So the sit and shoot is actually working out considerably well for the British. Nice job from 5th New Hampshire to get that flag back. Unfortunately, all those guys spawned at Maine, so they're not going to be up for the fight for another 3-4 minutes. But I-Core and JD decide to not charge in, and I mean, it's looking like it's paying off, so good decision on them. I don't know if you can advance. I mean, at this point, with all the respawns Britain's getting those flags out was huge because, yeah, we have most of the British teams spawning in here, and I mean, they're just starting to encircle the American position. And Americans are just under crossfire for so many areas, and I like the idea to punch out, but you're way too outnumbered right now. Americans going to get final push, they're going to lose their flags.
Oh, you fucking what, Mike? You fucking what, Mike?
I appreciate this effort nonetheless. So that's a clean sweep there from the British side. 3 American flags are down. I mean, the Americans are not going to be up here for another 3.5 minutes, and that's going to be over. Wow. Yeah. Man, I thought the Americans were going to trickle down this way and then charge around the flank like this, not just do a broad charge at them, which, I mean, they did win that initial charge, but they didn't get any of those British flags down, and that was huge.
Piccadilly. It's a long, long way to
Good job, fellas. Good job.
Wow. So, I mean, hey, Britain, you know, they had us in the first half. I really wonder if the Americans should have just, after they lost the point, just grouped up here and pushed up that way again. Because it worked the first time. And, I mean, Britain just spread out like they did before. So, but it is what it is. Americans wanted to try something new, not keep it consistent. They maybe thought the British would react correctly or do a better job holding, which maybe they could have. But, you know, we never know. But they wanted to try something new. The shootout was bringing everyone down roughly the same, maybe helping the British a little more, though, it seemed. And the Americans tried to charge in, but the whole Britain team was essentially there, and they weren't able to get flags down. So, good second half here from the British side. They worked it back pretty dang well.
Boys, you're on board now, use it.
I thought that being so sneaky.
Yeah,
I'm doing quite fine, thank you.
So Britain's side's going to... I mean, look at this. I mean, this hunk of Americans is not going to show up for another about 45 seconds to get in the fight. And at that point, they just got to charge in. And since most of their flags are down behind the CSA line, they got to break through the CSA for the most part. And this is over. It's too tall of a task.
For a minute 40 and do nothing.
Shut up, Hudson. Damn, I almost shot Hudson. I love you.
Don't shoot him, I swear to God. I'll eat your fucking crayons.
Alright.
That motherfucker just did a whole circle just to tell us.
So 5th New Hampshire starting to move up. 1.5 left on the clock. American team basically formed up here on this point. For the Americans to pull something off, they got to get their flags, but then they also have to have more bodies on point when the clock hits 0 to force an overtime. Unless they magically take the point within the next minute, which I highly doubt. So it looks like they're starting to shift out of the corner here. JD's pushed up.
Right and left. Right in front of us.
They're coming right, boys. They're coming right.
They're coming right.
The Hessians got him. The Hessians got the right side.
They're all in front of us.
Got our right.
The American team is just kind of slowly trickling out here. I mean, you got some guys just sitting back. I guess they're kind of in close range combat there. But yeah, that'll be good. A good second round to see because sides are going to switch here. Americans are going to play defense. You got some guys quick timing and shooting. That's awesome. So yeah, really not a whole lot more to say of this round. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, just to recap, the Americans pushed up on the short side, at least to get to point. They did exactly that. They defeated the CSA in detail because they were way too spread out. It was great plays on the Americans' part. They did early cap the point. And then, ooh, we got a little 360 here. But then the British were just able to kind of cross a wide open field, really uncontested, and then they just got on top of the position that you want on top of the hill, looked down, and it was just really kind of just poor awareness maybe by the Americans, or they were just caught up with something else. But I mean, in the end, the British just got up. They were able to slowly get that ground back, retake the point back in their favor, and then a shootout happened for a while, going in the British favor, I would say. And then eventually when they did decide to charge, it was very spread out, and the British responded pretty well. So a really good second half there from the British. With that being said, we'll see you all shortly for round number 2. And here we are with the start of our second round, Roulette Lane. Briefly looking here at our server pop, it's currently 252. The British side right now is up by 14. Again, no artillery on this map. So actually just switched to 13. But, well, there is artillery on this map. That's just, again, there's no artillery in this event. So this map, it was, let me look. I had my eyes on it, and there it is. 44% ticket advantage to the attacking side. The devs in the update a month or two ago at this point gave the defenders 5% more tickets. So it was only a 39% advantage, but again, balance. This mode isn't balanced for that. Everyone's got buck and ball, and the British are going for the opposite side that they normally do. They normally push up to that barn and then go up and hit this right side, but the British not maybe trying to catch the Americans off guard, get into a close fight over here instead of having to try to go through an open field, which has not worked even in normal War of Rights. So British putting complete pressure on the left side. I mean, do these Americans realize? And they're all looking that way. Not really moving. You do have the Hessians now starting to move through the orchard, and the British have this side on lock, and there's no Union Army to worry about either. Wow.
Fucking ball these guys.
The British team just turned it on midway through Hooker's push, and they have not stopped.
Get on the line, 50.
We'll say, though, the Americans do have that sonar. You also have the British trying to collapse in on this side.
Guys, they're over the fence to the west, behind us to the west.
Come catch them.
I mean, it's I-Corps going this way. I mean, that's probably why the Americans aren't really moving over to this side. And now the British team is just completely getting behind the whole American team. This is not the Roulette Lane I know. What are we doing here? And so now that stone wall, unless the Americans hop over to the other side in the road, it's nearly useless for them now, as the British team is now completely rolled up behind the Americans. Wow. Now that the Americans have pushed I-Corps back, not really, but they kind of weaken them, they're now shifting their attention to the bigger issue at hand, which is the British in the American Army.
Take hard cover, take cover. Spread it out on the caissons and cannons.
And I mean, already the Americans are down 4th of morale stage, and we just started.
Load back and ball.
Watch your left, guys.
Yep.
I'm up here.
I-Corps is still alive, mind you. You have some Americans from 12th VA here trying to charge them out, but that's not going to work. 10th Tennessee is now trying to charge up this side on their own. They're just way too outnumbered. The Americans got completely off guard, and now they're just completely scattered and kind of confused at this moment. I mean, most of the force is obviously concentrated up here, but when you have 10th Tennessee going in here and dying on their own, looks like you get some 12th VA guys going this way. What is going on here? It's like 12th VA is trying to use the stone wall to shoot up the hill, but they haven't killed I-Corps yet. And I mean, props to I-Corps. They're staying alive here for a while. It's making it so the Americans can't use that stone wall. And I mean, in a matter of minutes, the American side is almost down to engaged. Wow. 12th VA now pushing up to the top of the hill. What that'll unfortunately do is I-Corps now can push themselves on the stone wall. They would be on point though, which if I were the British, because I'm up by so many tickets, I would not even bother early capping. You early cap at the beginning of the game when tickets are even, if tickets are even, or if you're starting to run out of time. Or if the defenders are turtling. Those are the few instances where you can, I think, appropriately early cap. But remember, right, if the attackers early cap, defenders retake, they regain tickets. And so they regain tickets up to the attackers' percentage in tickets. And if you're CSA, you knock the Americans down a whole morale stage, and you're up by half morale stage within a few minutes of the round starting. So there is no need to early cap here. No need at all.
Oh, yeah.
And I-Corps getting an absolutely beautiful flank now. PA, Iron Brigade, 10th Tennessee guys are just trying to shift over to help out with this flank, but it's just spreading out the American line even more.
I think you missed, dumbass.
You might want to go a bit farther up to the left. They're a bit farther. Keep going left, y'all. Keep going left.
Americans also got to watch out their flags. These flag bearers, they got to realize if they run right over here, it's out of bounds and they can despawn with it and it can spawn at main. They don't want to lose the flags up top here. I mean, Union main spawn, sorry, American main spawn. It's down there in the sunken lane. It's not in a terrible spot, but I mean, it's not that far, rather. But still, you'd obviously want to have your flags if you're the American side.
Yes, yes, yes.
And Britain's going to charge now.
Here they come! Brace up!
Yo, please pay your tax.
Get on these! I can't hear us. Get on, you fucking bitch! You gonna come in.
So Britain wins on that front. Americans are trying to hunker down in the corner. I-Corps has fallen off a little bit, but they're still up and alive. And I mean, this American side is kind of split up right now. You got a couple guys that spawned in at main. Meanwhile, the rest of the Americans are just trying to hunker down, but they are nearly surrounded. They could leave, but they would just leave and go in a pretty bad spot, all things considered. So what are the Americans going to do? They can't sit here for long. I mean, they're getting shot down. They need men to do stuff, but...
Yeah, boys, keep on firing southwest.
There's our early capping. I-Corps is running back through the point, though.
Get off point.
Yeah, if anyone from CSA early caps, and the Americans are going to be able to regain 3/4 of morale stage and tickets, this round could very much turn into a repeat of what we saw last round. And so that's why, I mean, when you're up by a lot of tickets, you don't always want to early cap, but again, the Americans kind of fumbled that early cap last round. At least they did not defend it that well. So as the British team kind of pushes forward, the Americans from main spawn are going to push up this way and distracts, but they won't be able to do much.
Fuck you, bitch!
So they hold there. No surprise on that front.
Yeah, let's go spawn. We should go west.
I mean, what the Americans, they've either got to move or they got to turtle at this point, because you got to regain tickets at this point. And morale stages, I think it's too much to overcome, especially with the ground that the British side has. So Americans are starting to shift down the hill a little bit. I-Corps is eventually able to be thrown off of that snake fence completely. We saw them move through that earlier, but now it looks like they're hunkering down by the barn here.
Shift left, back to the hay. We're gonna wrap around. On me.
Let's go.
So only, it looks like most of the American flags went to the bottom.
Tennessee, if you were loaded, advance to the northeast, down this fucking fence. Let's go, boys. Come on, Tim.
Are they gonna try to get that I-Corps flag?
Clear these fuckers out!
Bayonets down.
They know we're here.
Turn left, independent fire, kill them in retreat, boys! Fire into these bitches as they fucking run!
Wow, what a bucking ball shot. I got like 3 people. And he got the flag too, but good awareness from I-Corps and getting out of there relatively quickly with their flag. Really nicely done. So, Americans now down on point, still up top here. They taking losses. CSA, sorry, the British are about a fourth of the way through their morale stage right now. And Iron Brigade's now going to push up the hill here. Maybe these bandit guys are going to push up similarly on this side. We'll see. So Iron Brigade's going to charge it. If they're going to charge in, these guys need to charge in too. But it looks like that's not going to happen.
There they are, right here. They're running up. Hey, over here. Over fucking here. Over here. Hey, guys, vertical up to left.
I'm sorry.
So, I mean, it's just kind of a timing and communication thing. When you don't have the officers all on a call, all these groups that are trying to go in at separate times can be difficult.
They're charging archers!
I got a sword. Hold the line, I'm stabbing them.
You're stabbing these fucking nuts!
Fuck you! This flag. USA hold, we won. Flag, get back here.
And I mean, the Britain side is going to hold that. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't think their numbers are really thinning. They just have, I mean, they kind of are, it looks like. They got guys on flag, though. So, it looks like a lot of the Union guys are keeping I-Corps occupied over here. 10th Tennessee in good numbers tonight. Keeping them distracted, but also it's a lot of them that are not there as well. So, I mean, British has 3 of their flags over here. Americans do have 3 as well. Wow. I mean, seriously, going from last round, how long that was, to this round might be done in like 5 minutes.
I love tacos, man.
Hey, boys, you guys do great.
Come on, it ain't July the 4th no more, bud.
This is what happens when you don't pay taxes, gentlemen.
When they go to break, I'm going to charge them and wipe them down and push down.
I mean, ever since the middle of that hooker push round.
Pay your taxes.
Ever since the middle of that, the first round the British have locked in.
Hey, Harley, we're one to push him to the fence. Wants to go to break in. All 3 of us are at the push to the fence.
Flag shifting left.
Yeah,
We all need to move out, because...
Two flags.
Right, gentlemen.
It's like some Iron Brigade guys are going in again. I could see someone was mentioning. It feels like it's trains have maybe dropped a little with the rain coming in. I know I have a better rig though.
Prepare to charge! Prepare to charge!
Get ready, boys, get ready!
It's all over,
So both sides about to drop. However, the Americans are about to hit breaking first. Looks like 10th Tennessee backed off and I-Corps pushed in right away. This round might be over quicker than 5 minutes. Oh, I-Corps pulls off a little bit. But a mix of groups here. 10th Tennessee. Iron Brigade for the most part, though. And now the British are going to thrust out here at the American line.
Start pushing down! Start pushing down when you shoot
You're
him!
gonna get
Switch it
colonized,
to the
boy.
fence!
You're gonna get colonized.
Up and over! Up and over! Start pushing down, gentlemen!
Guys, get the flag up, get the flag up.
Over the fence, Chuck.
So I-Corps pumping some shots over there. Americans are about to lose a flag there. British, it looks like you have the Hessians up here. And 30th NC, 6LA, they're trying to hold the top part up here. Meanwhile, the rest of the British team is making a push towards point right now.
Disappointed. Grossly disappointed. Oh, these rebels, they
Americans still have numbers on point. Mind you, point is the road here, and it extends all the way to about this point on the hill here. You can also cap from the further side of that straight fence there. That's always interesting.
What are you talking Get the flag! Come on, what are y'all doing? The flag is down.
So British side starting, I mean, you do have some of their guys starting to inch forward here. And it looks like they are just starting to get more numbers on point. Americans do eventually win up top, and they do end up getting a British flag, but most of this British team is starting to get on point, and as you can see, they're capping it.
We need more music. We need more music. I can still hear my officer.
And you do have those Americans charging on the flank. Looks like they got a flag over there.
Tennessee!
But the Americans are going to have to charge in a second.
Charge here in a minute. Load and hold, load and hold. Everyone ready?
Hold and hold. Get that
Tennessee,
get that
one Charlie loaded. Come around into the road, Tennessee. Rainbows on the left. Come to the road, Tennessee. Tennessee.
They do got to move on. I mean, you have some British even flanking him from the main spawn. And the Americans shift back on the road and they take the point back. At least they're starting to win it back. I mean, they're still down over morale stage, but the Americans are going to charge in here.
Let's go. Hold your shit. I will give you all you desire, you dirty devil. We can win it, please. Should you
You got Americans collapsing in from the top side of the hill. I mean, the Americans are going to hold this point, but they're going to be very close to last stand.
Gotcha, bitch.
Hey man, don't do it.
Hey, go away. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Real good flag discipline, though, from the British side, getting them out relatively quickly. Oh, they stopped. Oh, I've heard those pistols are very, very inaccurate.
I'll protect you, man. I'll protect you. You ain't gonna kill my flag. You get away.
Oh my god, they're chasing us.
Get back here!
Kill them.
Come here!
So, good flag discipline there. I mean, they did lose that flag up there, but oh well. The American side about to hit last stand. Once they hit last stand, they can't respawn anymore. However, if someone was dead when last stand was hit, they'll spawn in at main. It allows the defenders to at least have one whole respawn wave left.
Oh my god.
But I mean, this round is pretty much over.
Hey, rebels are coming up. Race this up.
Get out of here, you fucking idiot.
Gentlemen, let's go. Move to the left, gentlemen.
Get out of here.
You dirty scalawag, you're costing your team precious tickets, but of course you don't care. You're dirty
Group up on this guy.
destroy him and send him to hell.
Oh, hello, ho. Come back for me.
I agree with him. Gringo, you see them rebels on yonder? Get a wee bit closer, toss a cover at them, kid.
Well, British side starting to form up. Most of them moving in with those flags over there. Meanwhile, you got 30th North Carolina and 6 LA. The guys who don't have their flag are just kind of going straight at it. Britain does hit braking.
Hey, come here, lad. Come here, you can. Come here, you can. You can't hold me, man. You can't hold me, man. It's too much testosterone for you, lad. You miss. It's too much testosterone for you, lad. You can't hold me, Ken. You can't hold me, Ken. You can't hold it, man. You can't stop me, Ken. I'm too good for you. You don't get that, eh, lad? Oh, you're so close, lad.
Oh, they're in the cabin. My frames are gone.
So they push up. They will force the American team into last stand. No more respawns for them, and the British doing what we normally expect them to do on this map.
Get killed by my hand, you English scoundrel!
Americans might be able to hold one push just because they have the full might of their team, but again, Britain is still getting those respawns as we speak. That point is starting to go in Britain's favor.
Do not get that flag. Do not get that flag. We're on last stand. Do not get that flag.
Oh my god.
Flags are
Do
useless.
you have a load? Please, I want you to shoot.
Oh, they're everywhere.
The flag shoot you.
You should definitely get the flag, I'm just saying.
In the name of this majesty. Yes, oh my goodness. You guys, you
So
need
point
to train.
only naturally, yeah, there's barely anyone left in Britain. I mean, it's always going to be hard to charge in at the American defense when they got the stone wall and their whole team here, but with them not getting respawns, Britain able to eventually break through. And I mean, this charge, I mean, it was pretty close. Imagine if the Americans had respawns, right? So this is why charging on this side of the map can always be deadly for the British side or Confederate, whatever it is. But I really like that they just pushed and they just completely caught the Americans off guard. I-Corps went through and distracted. So overall, a pretty well-fought game from the British and really a well-fought night. They locked in once the Americans early capped for the second time on hookers.
Damn! What the fuck did I just watch?
So, really good job on their part. And that'll do it for this battle tonight. Again, Britain fought really well both these rounds. I mean, the Americans were anticipating something to happen on the traditional side, the Union right. They were all there, and it looks like I-Corps and someone else went to that side, which kept the Americans put. And then one of the groups, I-Corps, they stayed up and fought, while another group darts across the orchard to help the other half of the CSA team that pushed completely behind. And I mean, the Union was focused on I-Corps, it seems. So, with that all being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, go beneath the video and hit the join button. By doing so, you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do with no ads. You can advertise your regiment in the bomber videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord and Clips channel, like the daily YouTube shorts. Have that in the description with some other things as well. Regardless, though, I appreciate you all. I could not do this without you guys, and we will see you in the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night.